Hey everybody, me and Buster want to say welcome to Little Cahaba Junkin, where we share a whole lot of Junkin and even more Jesus. Enjoy our video. Hey everybody, it's Michaela Friday and welcome back to our channel here at Little Cahaba Junkin. I hope that you are having a very blessed week and I hope you had a wonderful weekend. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. We're so happy to have you here. And if you enjoy our content and adventures, make sure you hit that subscribe button and become a member of the Little Cahaba Junkin family. Here on this channel, we are positive. We love Jesus. We love Junkin and vintage antique design. We like to go out and find a really fun piece that we've been looking for. The thrill of the hunt is something that we love, and we love bringing back those pieces and incorporating it into our home. And I'm so excited for today's video because it's actually going to be our summer patriotic home tour. And it's one of my absolute favorite seasons to decorate for. I am unapologetically patriotic. I love this country. I'm so thankful to be an American and to be able to have my freedom and be able to worship God and just be able to pursue my dreams. And I'm so thankful and fortunate that I was born in such a wonderful country. And I love to just display that around our home all summer long. So I keep up patriotic Americana decor from like mid-June until Labor Day. And we just love it and it brings us a lot of joy. So if you're interested in seeing how to decorate your home for summer, especially 4th of July and patriotism, stick around and we're gonna have an awesome home tour for you. And I'm also so excited because this video is a collaboration with 3 really awesome YouTube channels. I was so blessed and excited when they reached out to me and asked me to participate. And of course, I was very willing to oblige, but we are collaborating today with Maranda from Maranda Christine, Hollie from Simply Lake and Lace, and also April from April at Home. And all 3 channels are so fun and so uplifting. I know that you will love their content. So after you watch our video, please make sure you go over and support their channel as well and check out their videos. And I know they're gonna have something really awesome in store for y'all. So I'm just gonna take a quick second to kind of tell you guys about each of these ladies and how I met them and kind of what their channel is about. And then we're gonna jump into the home tour. So our first friend is Maranda from Maranda Christine. She has a beautiful, wholesome channel and she's so sweet and down to earth. Y'all make sure you go give her a like and a follow because guys, you will love her. Her decorating skill is awesome and she's so sweet and she loves to go junking and thrifting. And like I said, she is just a wholesome girl and I love her. Next up, I'm sure y'all all know Hollie from Simply Lake and Lace. Me and Hollie went to school together and I love her. She's precious. She's currently building her own farmhouse and she's taken us along on that journey, but she loves decor, fashion, and also essential oils and holistic lifestyle, so make sure you go and check her out. Our last friend that we're collaborating with is April from April at Home, and y'all will absolutely love her home. She specializes in farmhouse and vintage, and I know you guys are going to love her. She's so sweet and so talented, and she is actually a new friend that I met through YouTube, and I love her, so make sure you go give her a subscribe, and I know you guys will be so inspired. So make sure you go over to my friends' pages and watch their videos. I know they'll appreciate it so much. And without further ado, let's get to the home tour. So I'm not going to show all of my outdoors because we will be doing a separate video here in the next week or 2 about that. But just going to show y'all our front porch. Got this old door, and then I love this. It says Gone Junkin'. So if I'm not here, you know where I am. And then this says, let me fix that. The grass is greener where you water it. And that is so true, y'all. All right, let's go take a look inside. Okay, friends, so as always, we're gonna start in the living area, and the famous Buster Brown is already cutting up. He is so excited to have y'all back. There's the famous Buster Brown. Tell all your friends, hey Buster. Say, I love you guys. Thank you for watching me. I love y'all and thank you for all your sweet comments. Buster is our 4-year-old pit bull puppy, and y'all, he is a mess. We take him everywhere and we just love him. So I'm just gonna start out with a little pan around. Ooh, sorry, the glare from our door is terrible. Just so you can kind of see the layout of our living area. We do live in a single floor home, a little garden home in a subdivision, but we've just made it our own, guys. So starting over here by our front door, we have our love seat. Our living room furniture came from Rooms to Go, and we love the leather, but to kind of brighten it up, I always add like a throw or a blanket, quilt, something like that seasonally, and then some fun throw pillows. And up here, you'll probably recognize this frame. It was on that beautiful floral that we had up for spring. I just popped the canvas out of there and added in the center this really pretty picture of my great-grandparents because I wanted to have it displayed. And I can just pop the canvas back in whenever it gets time. Buster, are you just gonna lay there? Yeah. Say it's too hot in Alabama. I'm tired. I'm just gonna lay here today. I got this fun little stool here at a thrift store. So I got it at a thrift store in Pelham and I loved it. I love the woven look and it goes perfectly with our coffee table, which is actually a wicker trunk that I purchased from Amazon. And over here on it, we have a vintage radio, this big bin, and a pothos plant. Coming up over here, we have our gallery wall. So I used to have 2 big cathedrals that hung up. I loved them, but I so wanted to make a gallery wall, and I'm so glad I did because I love it. So let's go take a look at everything closer. Starting at the top up here, I have just a piece of architectural salvage. And I found this strainer recently at a show, and you probably can't really see, but on the clipboard I have the Little Cahaba River, which our channel is named after, and I just love it. I want to put it on a t-shirt, and then a folded flag and a blue book. This beautiful picture is my paternal grandfather, Jim Scott. I love him so much. He is gone to be with the Lord now, but he did serve for a short time in our military. And I have an old pendant in front of that, a little mirror, part of a uniform. I have a soldier's hat there. I found this recently at the same show that I found the sifter. I just loved the red. And then a couple of panoramic photos. The top one is an army regiment. And this one is from a summer picnic. And then over here on this little clipboard, I have my maternal granddaddy who has also gone to be with the Lord. His name was Knox Gillespie, and I love him so much and miss both of them every day. But I'm so proud of them for choosing to serve our country, so I had to display them. And then our books, which are just secured to the frame with screws. So spinning this way. Oh, and also over here, I did add this really cute little wicker stool, kind of as a side table because there's nowhere to put your drink or anything on this end of the couch. And I put this beautiful book on top of it. So spinning over here, I have one of my favorite areas in the house to decorate, which is my faux fireplace. I found the mantle up in Fort Payne, Alabama at a little antique shop that's no longer there, but I love it. I've kept up these wooden mirrors because I love them. I love the aged look of them and how they're not perfect and they have smudges and cracks and things like that. I just love them. They're a little dusty, so don't look too hard, y'all. We've got our vintage phone. Then here we have a jar full of baseballs that was actually inspired by Aunt Penny. She wanted to do this, and so I got that idea from her, and I love it because when I think about summer, I think about baseball, softball, and all the fun sports. We have a trophy that is actually a softball trophy. The number 4 was found by me and Aunt Penny when we went up in North Alabama on the Highway 11 yard sale. And this sweet bingo card was sent to me by one of my precious subscribers. I love it. And also this beautiful old camera. I thought it fit perfectly here because whenever you're out for summer vacation, you carry your camera and take lots of fun family photos. So I wanted to incorporate that here as well. And then to hide the wall, we just have a stack of vintage trunks and suitcases. And coming over here, I have my very comfortable chair that Buster Brown loves to sit in while we're at work. And I have this fun concrete planter. And in her, I just have a house plant and a flag. I love this old red lantern, and y'all know I love terracotta. Lots of terracotta pots. Over in this corner, I used to have a shutter and a blanket lighter and lots of different things, but I really wanted a fun piece of furniture to put over here. And I recently purchased this beautiful vintage cabinet from my friend Angie Barnett. To break up that brown, I added this Amish farmer's hat. And then on top of it, I've got a child's chair that was also found on the Highway 11 yard sale. And some flags and an old glass jar that also came from Angie. And this sweet bust. And who would have thought? More terracotta. And then over here we have our TV. And it is surrounded by 3 old plantation shutters. Here is our TV stand. And it came from Home Goods several years ago. But we always decorate it with just kind of it's like a little catch-all for everything I have left. There's another one of my bingo cards from my sweet friend. Oh, and down here I also have this sweet little man. He's a ceramic guy from Japan. But he is like a little colonial guy, and my friend Angie Barnett gave me that as well. And then over here, y'all know I always have to have my flower frogs out, and I've got one of them displayed with the number 4 for July 4th. This sweet vintage little mug, and then down here some more books, buttons. That is actually an old toolbox, but check it out, y'all. It's a vintage Buster Brown box. My Aunt Penny gave me this, and I had to put it out. I just love it because Buster Brown is obviously our dog, and I love anything Buster Brown. You like that shoebox, Buster? Say, yeah, I love it. I love to chew it up. But over here, next to the TV stand, I have this vintage rocker with a throw and a pillow. And then beside it, I just have an old sewing bucket that I have turned into a quilt holder. So I am gonna do another spin for y'all just so you can kind of see overall how everything is put together. And I've also got to show my sign. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite verses. It says, "For I'm convinced that neither death nor life, neither angels nor demons, neither the present nor the future, nor any powers, neither height nor depth, anything else in all creation will be able to separate us from the love of God that is in Christ our Lord." Romans 8:38-39. And that is so true, y'all. God is so good all the time. And he blesses us abundantly, even when we don't deserve it. Ain't God good, y'all? Just love it. Love being able to share about those blessings he's given us. So our living room goes directly into our kitchen and dining area. So we will take a look at that next. And I always enjoy decorating this space as well. Starting over here in my hutch, I just keep that picnic basket up there all the time because I love it. And I recently got rid of all my Rae Dunn. I've been trying to sell it and I can't on Facebook. But I fell in love with it years ago, and now I just want to display my ironstone better. So I decided to replace the Rae Dunn with ironstone. And every season I just change out little statement pieces. Like for this season, obviously 4th of July, I've got some blue in here with the blue plates and pottery and china. And I also like to add lots of brass and wood for different texture. And most of this was thrifted, y'all. So you can ball on a budget, as I say, balling on a budget, because God knows I'm not made of money. And like I said, the thrill of the hunt is where it's at. Over here, this is probably like my favorite piece I ever found. This is my vintage dress form, and she's so pretty, and her name is Esther Ruth, after my grandmama's. And she has a very wrinkled, so y'all ignore that, but a very cute little vintage summer apron on. And beside her, I have this old butter churn that came from my husband's granny, who is still living. I'm so thankful for her. And then over here, we have a collection of ironstone above our homemade chalkboard. So this was just a huge frame, also purchased from Angie. Like I said, she is the Junkin queen. And my brother and I put this piece of thin wood behind there, and I chalk painted it, and now I have a chalkboard. And for this season, it says, "One Nation Under God." Over here, so we have our little light fixture, and our table came from World Market. It's really cool. I always show it because we get questions about it, but it is like a cafeteria style table. It's great because we have a small space. But for our tablescape this time, I've got this beautiful old tablecloth that I actually purchased at Petals from one of my vendor friends, and then just some other fun pops of red, white, and blue. Got this old scale and some blue and red china. I absolutely love these red, white, and blue spindles with the thread. I thought they were perfect. And then this is actually an old lard bucket. So pure lard, perfect for us because we love to eat. And the little board that is sitting on top of is actually a piece that I got at Vintage Pickin' up in Fort Payne. And it was kind of a really dark stain, and you can still see where it has a little bit of red paint, but the red wasn't real prominent, and I wanted to actually be able to see this inscription here. The lady I bought it from told me it came from the Ukraine, and it was an old Ukrainian lap desk, but we have actually a family member who is adopted from Ukraine, and he says he has no idea what that means. It's not a language he's seen, but I love it. But anyway, I lightened it up and sanded it, and I just love the look of it. Coming over here, Buster is just following us around. He loves his friends. But in this beautiful 5-gallon crock that was given to me by my Aunt Kim, I have a pretty house plant. This one had started to die, so I cut it way back, and I'm letting it grow up that stick there. It's a pothos plant that I've had for years, but it was just not doing great, and I cut it back, and it is really coming back to life. But this piece here is a piece that my brother actually made, like with the chalkboard. He's so talented. He is a carpenter. He cut this old door in half for me and then made me some shelves, and I have a little corner shelf, and I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite pieces of furniture. But on the top here, those old muffin dishes or muffin tins, this one was actually my grandmother's, my mom's mom. And look at all that baked on goodness, y'all. That is what gives your trays and your cast iron all the flavor, is just letting it build up over time and get crusty. But I know it sounds gross, but y'all, it makes the best cornbread. I don't use that one, but you know what I'm saying. Then I have another pothos plant. And down here, look y'all, I have a blue Jesus jar. If you don't know what a Jesus jar is, so back at Vintage Market Days at Birmingham, I found a really old rusty green bottle. And the lady was like, I just didn't know if anybody would buy it because the lid was so messed up and everything. But I had to buy it because I loved it. I loved the color. And it also made me think, you know, as humans, we are all broken. We are imperfect. And it just reminded me of Jesus' love, that despite my brokenness, he can see my value and my beauty. So I found this one that's blue for the summer, and I had to grab it. Coming on this side of the kitchen, I have an accordion rack that I love using with some old aprons, an egg basket, and some copper. And beneath that, I have my short girl stool because I am so short and I have to have something to help me get up into the top cabinets. And then this old potato bin is actually made into Buster's food holder. And it says Buster Victual because in the South, food is called victuals. Coming over here, I've got this beautiful set of scales. And on top of that, I've got some ironstone plates and the blue plates. And this is actually an old Avon bottle, but I loved it because it was George Washington. Perfect for the 4th. Another house plant, of course, and then some vintage spice racks. And then my little pig that was given to my mama when she got married. Over here in this corner, I love how this corner turned out. My cousin Hunter actually built that little riser and gave it to me last October, and I hadn't found a place for it until now, and I love it. So it'll probably stay here forever. Just got lots of little patriotic things. So this piece of ironstone or stoneware is actually from the United States Army Medical Department. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. I found it at the thrift store and I had to grab it. Then we have an old crock with some carpenter's rulers just tucked down in there for some texture, and a flag. This really cool cookbook, and then some old mason jars with some black-eyed peas, pintos, and then this one actually has a eagle and it says 1776. I don't know if you can tell, but it has some rice. And then our red-handled rolling pin. I am in love with this piece. My sweet friend Elizabeth gave me this. It is a George Washington Tobacco Company can, and I am in love with it, y'all. And then the red, white, and blue thermos. And our KitchenAid. So on this side of the kitchen, my stove stays a mess. I clean out the inside when I can, but y'all, it's a mess. So to try to kind of keep it covered up, I added some dish towels and some oven mitts and things like that on these metal shower hooks. So it's just a cute way to kind of display your kitchen towels and things like that you want to show off. Then we have our rug. Over here, I have my set of copper canisters, and I recently found the pasta one at the thrift store. I was so excited. I found all these others at Rustic Relics here in Clinton. I'm sure you've heard me talk a lot about it on our videos, but I was so excited to find the matching pasta one. Then over here, a collection of crocks. And this is an old cookbook, and it's opened up to Peach Delight. I am in Clanton, Alabama, and Clanton is definitely known for its peaches. Then over here we have our little coffee bar. I thought it was such a cute idea. We put these little spoons down in a flour frog, and those are used to stir our coffee. Not really, because my husband knows it's for decor only. So he knows not to grab those or those mugs. This is our real mugs, y'all. Real life here. Look at all that right done. So these are for decor only. Y'all know I'm awful. But anyway, and then this little picture back here is another Army regiment, like a graduating class. And I love it in the green frame. And this pothos plant is actually put in an old turpentine container. We'll do one more spin. Y'all, look at my nasty sink over there. Just be glad I got those dishes out of there for y'all. Buster over there by his bowl. He has already eaten today, and he thinks I'm gonna give him something else if he lays there. You'll get supper later. right, let's move on to the next room. Okay, coming down this little hallway, I used to have it was like an old chair made into a shelf, but I recently sold that and I hung up this old mirror out. It's just the frame to the mirror. I purchased it from my friend Elizabeth Ann, and inside there I have a clipboard with Uncle Sam. Trying not to make y'all get sick from all the spinning. And then this is always here. This is actually from our wedding. We sat this out and all of our friends signed this F for us instead of a guest book. That way I could have it displayed to see their well wishes all the time. Buster has beat us to the next room, y'all. It's like he knows. I promise y'all, he knows when I get this camera out the order we're going in. So this is our guest bedroom. And right when you walk in, there's this old portrait of my husband's granny. And I absolutely love that. And if you come to Clanton, we're going to open up a bed and breakfast in this little room. I'm just kidding. But you can come stay and get something to eat. So starting over here on the wall, I have this quilt square that has some red in there. So I thought it was perfect for the summer. We've got another old Avon bottle. And inside this little train case, I just have some red books and some flags coming up out of an old milk bottle. And then we have another vintage radio. Over here, I have an old door. I just stuck it there because it used to be in the living space where that cabinet is. I didn't have anywhere, so I brought it in here and it goes with the furniture, so I just left it. Over here above the bed, I've got this vintage frame and then the vintage framed portrait of the little girl. And behind that, I just had an old canvas, like I said, that I took out of that one in the living room. And I put this American flag around it. And I love the way it turned out. Because that is what our soldiers do. They protect our children and love our babies. That's why they're out there fighting for us. And then our bedding, all of which came from Walmart. And at the end here, I have this beautiful hope chest that was my grandmother's. And I'm so thankful that I have it. Over here on this wall, I have another accordion rack. I love these because you don't have to put a million holes in your wall and you can change it out seasonally for whatever vibe you're going for. So I love using these. So we have an old watering can, a brush, an old hat. I love, love, love these old aprons. I have some that I use at our markets, but I found this one with the red on it and I thought it was perfect. And then this basket actually came from Target. My friend Jennifer made me this little market bag. Just love it. Love, love, love everything she makes me. And then this bench was actually made by my granddaddy. And then I have some terracotta and an old toolbox there. The cedar chiffero was also made by my granddaddy. And I love it. I've just got some old trunks on top of there. And then over here, I have Corey's Granny's Singer sewing machine. This gold mirror. And over there, I have a little farmhouse table that I found over in Columbiana, Alabama. And I've got my workspace with my laptop and another house plant and some oil lamps. We will do one more spin around here. So you can kind of get the gist of everything. Sometimes it's hard in home tours because you can't really tell how the room is laid out. So I try to kind of show you guys how that's done. Y'all can probably hear our air conditioner. It is working its little butt off because it is so hot here. One more spin around. I just love how it all came together, and I hope you did too. Okay, friends, that is pretty much it for our home tour. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you got some inspiration. or at least enjoyed viewing it and just laughing at me with me. Y'all know I like to keep things fun and lighthearted, but I just so appreciate you tuning in and for your continued support of our YouTube journey. Y'all know that I love to decorate, and I just have really enjoyed the last year and a half just putting our home out there and sharing it with you guys and just sharing our testimony for Christ. When I first started this channel, it was, about the decor, but at the center of it all, I am a Christian woman, and God is the center of our life. So in every video, I have to just tell you guys about God's goodness. And that's something that I'll never be ashamed of. I may lose subscribers or never, hit 25,000, 100,000 subscribers, but that's okay, because I know that our content is something that people need. This world needs a positive message. It needs to hear about the goodness of God, and that's something that I'm never gonna shy away from or be ashamed of, because God has just been so good to me. And there's been so many things going on in this country of ours. It is so divided now more than ever. And as Christians, what we have to do is just show kindness and love, and just let the love and the light of Jesus that's in our heart just shine through, because you never know what anybody is going through. Everybody has so many battles every day that we have no idea about. And just showing them an act of kindness and just showing them love and just helping them out when they're down, it could just change their entire world. Their entire world could be turned upside down from your act of kindness. So always be kind. And another thing I just want to encourage everyone about is we've had a lot of big things happen in America recently, and there's always two sides, two opposing points of view. And it's so easy to get on the internet and to post things on your social media that are ugly and mean-spirited. But just remember, even if you're a Christian, we have to still show kindness. One of my very, very best friends in the entire world that I would literally jump in front of a bullet for is agnostic. She's not a believer, and she knows how I feel. She knows what my faith is. But some of the most meaningful, deepest conversations about Christ have been with her, because she asks so many wonderful questions. She opens so many doors for me, and she makes me just search my heart and search in the spirit for answers. And even though she has not entered a personal walk with Christ, she always tells me that she can feel the love of God and just feel the love of Jesus and my positivity every time that she's around me. And that means so much to me. Just knowing that even though people around us may not have the same point of view, they may not share our faith, keep planting those seeds, guys. Keep planting those seeds, because literally we reap what we sow. So keep planting those seeds in everybody around you, and one day it will come to fruition. It will develop into something beautiful, and God is going to use you every day, no matter what you do in life. It doesn't matter if you're a nurse like me. It doesn't matter if you're a construction worker. It doesn't matter if you're working at a post office, at a gas station, if you're a teacher, if you're a stay-at-home mom. It doesn't matter. We all have a purpose, and we can all share goodness and kindness and the love of Jesus in every walk of life. The love of God is not just for a certain select few, it's for everybody. Everybody is loved by God, and nobody is too far gone or too low to be reached by the hand of the Lord. And none of us are perfect. I am definitely not perfect. I know I say this in every video, but y'all, I have not lived a perfect life. I've done so many things I'm so ashamed of, and we all have. Anybody that tells you they're perfect is the truth is not in them, because none of us are perfect. If any of us were perfect, if one person could have been perfect, Jesus wouldn't have had to come to this earth and become that precious sacrifice, because we would be able to get to heaven from being perfect. But
in God's infinite wisdom, he knew we wouldn't. We sin every day. Sometimes I think thoughts that are so ugly, they shock myself. But you know what? I'm human. That's the way that we are. That's the way we're built. And it's hard whenever people try to hold Christians to a different standard. And yes, you know, we should try our best to live a good life and do things the way we should, but we're all just people. We are all just broken shells that were filled with the love of God, and he has made us into a beautiful new creature. And you know, the only difference between me and someone who isn't a Christian is just the fact that Jesus is in my heart and he helps me along every single day, because I'm still broken. I'm still imperfect. I still do things I shouldn't do. I think things I shouldn't think, and I definitely say things I shouldn't say. My mouth has got me in trouble so many times, but I just encourage you all to be kind on your social media. Instead of just throwing fuel on the fire, show kindness, show compassion, and plant seeds every single day. And yes, your heart can be broken by things that are going on in the world, because mine's broken. A lot of times when I turn on the TV, it makes me so sad, it makes me sick, it makes me want to cry and punch a hole in the wall. But at the end of the day, all I can do is my part. And with all of us doing our small part, it turns into something big, and it turns into a beautiful, beautiful revival across this nation. And I'm so thankful, again, like I said, to be an American. I love this country. And also just remember this: you cannot like politicians and the government and things that are going on and still be a proud American. None of us are going to agree 100% of the time with whoever's in office. It doesn't matter. Pray for them. Pray for our country and continue to be a shining light and be proud. Because guys, even though people think that it's this so bad over here, just imagine how it could be anywhere else in the world. We're so blessed to be in a country that we can practice our faith, we can chase our dreams, that we can have a family and have safety because of the men and women who fight every day in our armed forces for our freedom. And if you are a family member or someone you know has served in our military, thank you from the bottom of my heart. We would not be able to do anything without our soldiers, and it's just humbling to think about the sacrifices that they make every single day for us. They don't even know me, but they're out there fighting for me so that I can make a YouTube video, I can go to work safely, I can go to the grocery store, I can, you know, just exist. And I'm so thankful, and I extend my hand in thanks, and I will be praying for you every day, and God bless you and your family. But I'm sorry to ramble on, but I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for tuning in, and as always, be blessed. Don't forget to go check out our friends' YouTube videos. Like I said, I know they're going to be awesome. And just like I said, share the love of Christ with somebody this week. Even if you don't just go up and be like, hey, are you a Christian? Let me tell you about Jesus. Just say, God bless you, be blessed. Or, hey man, Jesus loves you, have a wonderful day. Or just be kind, open the door for somebody, smile at somebody, help somebody to their car at the grocery store, you know. Just do something small, because it really does. It just makes a huge difference in somebody's life, and you will never know. But God sees it. God sees your effort, and he sees your struggle, and he is with you every step of the way. Happy Junkin. God bless. See you on the next video.